guys, welcome back. I'm going to be making homemade vanilla. This is one that we started last week. So it's already brewing. Lovely, isn't it? It's pretty. It's got a pretty bottle. So easy to make. And when you go to the store, you have two options. You can buy the imitation vanilla, which I think is what we all think of like from the 80s when you had a birthday cake, because it always tasted a little more vanilla-y, I guess. I don't know. Imitation vanilla tastes different. Most everybody used imitation vanilla. I remember that's what we had in the cabinet when I was a kid. Vanilla, real vanilla, has become the thing to have now. And you can go to the store and you can buy real vanilla, or you can make your own. And why wouldn't you want to make your own? Because it's kind of fun and super easy. The only thing is, it normally takes 6 months to a year. So why do I say that? Well, you use a jar. I believe this is an 8-ounce jar. I just took them out of the package. Yeah, 8.5-ounce fluid ounce jars. So if you take an 8-ounce jar, it's 3 vanilla beans to 8 ounces of vodka. Or you can do bourbon if you want a little bit of a smoky flavor with your vanilla. I've never done it. I want to, and in fact I may find a bottle of bourbon and we may do 2 of these. So normally what you do is my dogs are being so loud in the background, sorry. 3 vanilla beans to 8 ounces of vodka. You put the lid on, you put it in the cabinet. About once a week you pull it out and you shake it, put it back in the cabinet. You want it in a cool, dry, dark place. Then in about 6 months, you have homemade vanilla. Now, why did I say up to a year? When you do it the way I do it, where I just put my vanilla beans directly into the vodka, this is a lot more vodka. Of course, there's a lot more vanilla bean to vodka ratio, even though there are a lot of vanilla beans in here. So the ratio is still the same, and in fact I think I have a couple more beans than I do actual vodka in here, just because I have 25 vanilla beans in here that have been sliced open and dropped in. We had to take a little bit of the vodka out because when you start adding the beans in, the vodka starts going up the neck. It started to top out, so I put it into another jar and went on. But this, so even though the ratio is the same, you've got a lot of liquid in there that you're trying to flavor into the vanilla. So this probably will go a little bit faster. I found a new way the other day. So we're gonna do 2 experiments. We're gonna do the normal way, back here. And we're gonna try my experiment that'll have it ready in like 3 hours. Why do I say 3 hours? Well, I don't really know. 30 minutes and then at least an hour to natural release, because we're using the Instapot. Oh, I took the lid off of it. I forgot. Anyway, we're doing the Instapot method. And so you've got 30 minutes cook time, an hour natural release time, and then you have to let it cool to be able to touch the jars, and you have to put them in jars. Question: why are we not just putting them directly in the liquid and the beans directly into the Instapot? Because in an hour and a half, you'd take that lid off and all you would have is your vanilla beans, because all that liquid would be absorbed out. So you put it in the jars with the lid on, and then you let the Instapot do its thing and it will infuse the vodka with the vanilla beans. So we're gonna do 3 vanilla beans to 8 ounces of vodka. Now I have a 6-quart Instapot here. So my Instapot will only hold the 8-ounce jars. It will not hold a pint jar. The pint jar puts it right flush with right here, and I don't want that. So I have my 8-ounce jars. I'm gonna put them in there, and I can get 5 of them in here so that they don't cling around and break. It holds them in nice. And we're going to put an inch of water in the bottom, which is about a cup, roughly. So you do have to have a little bit of water in here, just because that's how an Instapot works. You have to have liquid. So, let's get started. We're going to open up the vanilla beans. Oh my gosh. Whiff. Get a whiff. You need a whiff. We need smell-o-vision. Smells so good. So I went with grade A, Madagascar bourbon vanilla beans, and Cheap Vodka. Save the good stuff for drinking. I don't drink it, but save the good stuff for drinking. So we're gonna pull them out. That was supposed to be 25. No, this is 50. Good thing I checked that. Okay. I'm gonna pull them apart. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to slice them open. And the dog just moved my camera for me. That was fun. And then we're going to put them in the jar. I have been doing this for years. The other way. I've never tried this before. But when I saw it, I'm one of those, if I see something like that, I want to try it. I was running out of vanilla. So perfect time. I have vanilla on my fingers. I'm only pulling out the scale because I wanted to see how close to 8 ounces we could get with the 3 beans in there. Oh my. Okay. Vodka. Vodka time. We're gonna get about 7 1/8. So we'll be about an ounce shy, but that's okay. You can reuse lids in this case because we are not actually canning them. We're not trying to seal. Let me go see if I can find bourbon. I want to try one with bourbon. Bourbon. We don't drink, so I didn't even know, really we don't. So I didn't even know if we had any bourbon or not. It was just a shot in the dark. But we did. So we're gonna infuse some bourbon, just because I've never tried the bourbon one, although I have always heard about it. Let's turn on our Instapot. Put it on manual pressure cook. We want, 30 minutes. Shoot. 30 minutes on high. And then it will do a natural release. We want it to natural release for 1 hour. I'm gonna put my inch of water in the bottom. Oh, it's not quite an inch. Okay. My dogs are so loud. Alright, we got our inch of water in the bottom. Put my jars in. I am going to mark my jar with the bourbon simply because they're all supposed to come out dark once they are infused, and I want to be able to pick out which one was the bourbon. Okay. Put my lid on, make sure everything is done correctly here, and hit start. Meanwhile, back over here, I still have this partial bottle of vodka, and I don't know how much is in it. So I'm going to weigh it out. We are looking at 16 ounces plus 12 ounces. 28 ounces divided by 3. I want about 10 or 11 beans for this bottle of vodka. And I am going to go ahead and get my handy dandy funnel back out. So I am going to use my funnel to help pour this vodka back in so that I don't make too big of a mess. I only made a mild mess. I did my math, and I basically I'm gonna go with 11 beans. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'll do 10. 10's a good even number. Might as well go ahead and get this bottle to brewing while I'm at it. I'm gonna dump a little bit of this vodka off. Just try and make room for my beans. Now I have seen where some people just do, 1 to 1.5 vanilla beans per 8 ounces, but I've always ratioed it as 3 to 8. And I've been pretty happy with my ratio, so I'm sticking with it. A lot of my friends make trips to Mexico scuba diving. We've been there. They usually get their vanilla down there and bring it home with them. But I've always been so happy with it here that I just stick with it. And then I don't have to try and find room in my checked bag because usually I'm pushing my 50-pound weight limit anyway. I think the last time we came home I was at 48 something. But that's with dive gear. And dive gear is kind of heavy. And there's the last one. So, put the lids on. Put them in a cool dark place. Set myself a reminder once a week to come in and just shake them. And as you can see, well, maybe not, but it's not quite as crystal clear as it was. And this one shakes even better. So, here we go. Now we just have to wait on the other ones to finish processing. And now the countdown is on. So 30 minutes, once it has come to pressure, is what it will cook. Then it will turn off and it will natural release for 1 hour. We'll take the lid off and let it cool so that we can touch the jars without, burning our fingers. And we will supposedly have vanilla. We shall see. Okay, as you can see, we're at 59 minutes of natural release. To me, that's close enough. So I'm gonna come in here, press to vent, make sure there's no pressure in there. Nothing's coming off. So I can open it. Let's take a peek in there. I'm telling you, I can smell the vanilla. Those jars are going to be too hot for me to handle right now. In fact, you can kind of still see the bubble in this one here. I don't know if you can on screen. I don't think so. But anyway, it's still bubbling, so I'm going to have to let them cool now. When the cooling process is done, we will check out the vanilla. I went ahead and I pulled them out of the canner so that they could cool. It's really funny because I just heard one of the lids section down like it actually sealed itself. But anyway, this one is vodka. This one was the bourbon. So you can see a difference. I knew that the vanilla would darken the vodka, so I was afraid that I might not be able to tell the difference, but I can tell the difference. Like I said, you can tell it's still hot because you can see that bubble coming in right there. So I have to let this cool, and then we're going to use some of this in some banana bread, because why not? So a few months back, we made some homemade vanilla. And this was the vanilla that had to sit for a few months in a cool, dark cabinet that you shake periodically. And here is the final version. It's yummy. You use it in your baked goods. I like to put some vanilla beans in my jar that I keep it in. That just helps keep infusing the vanilla or the vodka with the vanilla flavor. And when you're finished or it's empty, pull from the big bottle and refill it. And you have homemade vanilla.